downtown, someone said that you're coming by. Let me know when you're here, meet me up for a smoke outside. I regret what I said, didn't mean it. Yeah, believe me, I guess I take it back. There's a party downtown, someone said that you're coming by. I know that summer was a big mistake. I just hope that we're still okay. You always pick me up and let me down. We're spinning around, losing our minds. Damned if we do, damned if we don't, damned if we give in what we want.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name's Lisa. It's Tom MacDonald Tuesday, which means another reaction to Tom MacDonald's music. Today's reaction video is going to be to the official music video for his track New World Order, and this is also featuring somebody that I believe that he's done quite a few songs with, judging by the listings and things that I've been looking at. So this is with somebody called Adam Calhoun. I hope I pronounced that right. Is it Calhoun or Calhoun? I would say hound personally, because obviously it's like hound without the D on the end. So I'm assuming it's Adam Calhoun. So forgive me if I've pronounced that wrong. I apologise. Perhaps if you can correct me if I am wrong, but otherwise I'll keep referring to him as Adam Calhoun for now until I get told otherwise. Really looking forward to seeing what this one is all about and seeing how they collab together for this song. I'm assuming, judging by the title, that this is going to be about the whole government conspiracy, Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, the New World Order, the elites, all that sort of thing, about how they've set up the system to kind of keep everybody down and so that they can benefit and profit from all of us, essentially. I'm assuming, judging by the title. So without further ado, let's get into it and see what Tom and Adam have for us. Here we go.
Here's the problem with America, the country is broken. Cause they minds stay closed, but they mouths stay open. Get attacked and we blame terrorists, go broken, we blame the price. Blame racists for the racism, but only if his skin is white. If we don't need guns, cause we can call the police. We don't need fire extinguishers, call a fireman please. You didn't want to build a wall and now the border is weak. Your favorite actor has a gate that's like 15 feet. Racism is gay, if you're offended that's retarded. And tolerance is great until you speak and you're a target. If a white man paints his face black, he's a racist piece of garbage. But you put him in a dress and he's courageous and he's gorgeous. All these double standards, man, I'm tired of the noise. Freedom's an illusion if they censor your voice. Call a dad a deadbeat for neglecting his boys, but a mom kills a baby and you call it pro-choice. You act like you're so much better than us. Yeah, we know that. Who told you that you so special to a new world order? Your facts ain't facts without censoring us. Yeah, we know that. Good job, you lose, here's your medal. To a new world order.
Why they hate the flag, they try to burn it to the ground. Don't do that in front of me, I'ma let off a round. Pow, scream loud, burn the city down now. Put it on the news, make them all feel proud. Look, make a system where 85% of black people fill the prison. Is it cause they black or they make bad decisions? I ain't good at math, but it seems like it's division. Or is it white privilege? I believe politicians need to be locked up. Try to take our freedoms, that's how you get shot up. Got our back against the wall, try to just stop us. More guns, more ammunition, please stock up. Election gets rigged, rights get infringed. Take this syringe, frighten your kids, show up right where you live. Make me wanna grab a rifle and just go.
You act like you're so much better than us. Yeah, we know that. Who told you that you so special to a new world order? Your facts ain't facts without censoring us. Yeah, we know that. Good job, you lose, here's your medal.
Oh, okay, I just want to pause it there just to give my first impressions of this. Wow. I mean, I'm loving the beat, loving the instrumental. It's so catchy. It's got such a catchy sound to it. And I love Adam's delivery as well. I mean, obviously Tom's brilliant, superb, the way he started. But yeah, I love Adam's delivery and his piece, the part that he had to play in that. They sound absolutely awesome together. The visuals are brilliant. They're totally on point as always. And I know even before it comes up at the end that Nova's shot this because she obviously does shoot all the videos and she's just so incredible at it. She really, really is. So, okay, there's a lot to unpack there, and I'm going to try and keep this a shortish video because I've kind of gone on a rant with other Tom MacDonald songs, and yeah, I've ended up making them really long, but there is so much that could be said about that. The whole racism thing to do with, you know, he said, he made a point about if a white person paints their face black, then it's racist. That is true, as far as I'm concerned. That is true. Blackface is racist. It's derogatory. It's making fun of black people for white people's entertainment. It harks back to the whole slavery thing and the days gone by where literally lynchings and picnics with lynchings were a thing, where it was a family affair. People would even take their kids to watch lynchings of black people. It was incredibly violent and horrific and sick things that they did, and I know that still goes on. There are still modern day lynchings. There are still, in some parts of America, lynchings that go on today. So that in itself, as far as I'm concerned, yes, that is racist. But then he made a point about how if it's a white person that dresses in a dress and puts makeup on and stuff like that, then they're seen as courageous and brave, and that's absolutely fine. Again, I believe that it is, because society, a lot of people in society prove that for somebody to just be who they want to be, and if that means a man dressing in women's clothing and we're putting makeup on and being trans, if that means that makes them happy, then why the hell shouldn't they? That's my personal opinion. Why the hell shouldn't they? And the fact that so many people in society get triggered by that proves that it is an issue, but it is their issue, nobody else's. It's not the person doing it, it's the person who's got a problem with it, as far as I'm concerned. And anybody that chooses to do that and to just live their life and be who they really feel that they are inside, and be who they want to be and express themselves how they want to express themselves without really harming anybody else except for hurting somebody's feelings, because they see it, other people see it as weird and they see that person as a freak, then why shouldn't they be labelled brave? Today's society, a lot of people in today's society prove that in order for somebody just to live their life and dress how they want to dress and look how they want to look, it triggers a lot of people and it causes a lot of upset, and it actually invokes a lot of violence and hatred, hate crimes and abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse. And you know, to say that somebody is brave and courageous for actually just doing that in today's society, I think that is 100% correct. Why shouldn't they be labelled brave and courageous for it? Because they are, knowing how some people are going to judge them, and yet they still choose to go ahead and, you know, look how they want to look and dress how they want to dress, which they have every right to do. That is brave to me. So I get what he's saying. Yes, that, you know, he's talking about the stereotypes and the labels that people put on other people and groups of people, communities. But I certainly don't agree with that being the right thing to do in terms of hating somebody just because they, you know, hating a man just because they want to wear a dress or they want to present themselves as trans, or, you know, they want to live their life as something other than what they were born as. So, you know, that I find that really, really sad that in today's day and age people are still so close-minded that they would actually, you know, be that way about somebody who is not actually affecting you. You don't have to go around, nobody's saying you have to go around wearing the dress, or it's compulsory for all men to then go around wearing dresses and putting makeup on and stuff. If somebody wants to do it, then that's up to them. Leave them alone though. Leave them be. Don't judge them. Don't hurl abuse at them. Don't physically abuse them. And, you know, don't judge somebody unless you've actually spoken to them and you know what their struggles are, and you know what kind of a person they are, because you could actually get to know the person underneath those clothes, and they could be the nicest person you'll ever meet. They could be the best friend you'll ever have. They could be the most loving, caring person that you've ever known in your life. and you're judging them because of how they choose to dress, because of how they choose to present themselves, appearance wise. But then he's also making points about you know, how the government, how the system basically pit, you know, one against the other. They pit people against each other, and it works. It works all the time. It's proof the way society is, the way we are with each other. It's proof that their plan, their little schemes work. What they do, you know, within the media and stuff as well. And yeah, I mean, obviously he mentioned about building the wall, but your borders are weak. Why should there be a wall or borders or anything, really? Let's be honest. Before white people took it over and stole the land and forced other people to convert to their religion and their culture, America wasn't actually white. So let's be honest, the idea of like setting up a border or a wall to keep the Mexicans out, the whole, like, you know, California and everywhere wasn't actually white in the first place. It didn't belong to white people in the first place. That's just an example of one area. I mean, obviously there are many areas in America where, you know, people of colour or indigenous people obviously branched out and were there first before white people were. But you know, it just he's talking about like the border wall, you know, between Mexico and the States and stuff. And you know, what right do we have to do that? We're basically doing the same on an even larger scale, on a state scale, as people, as what you know America did with or white people, what white people did with the indigenous communities, shoving them on reservations, shoving them into a little corner of land and saying, right, you stay there and the rest is for us. How dare we, white people, do that? So, I mean, I know it sounds to some people that I'm probably having to go at America and stuff, but obviously we're talking about America. He's referring to America as a you know, as a country. Obviously in this song he's referring to American issues, so that's why I'm kind of talking on this. I'm reacting to this video and the points that he's making in this video in the song. But yeah, it's insane. I mean, I know Adam sort of like said in one of his parts about, you know, don't burn the flag in front of me, the American flag in front of me, because otherwise I'll let off some rounds. And it's like, is that literally your solution to everything? Is just arm yourself and just make it like the Wild West and start firing rounds? That to me is like mentality of like mass shooter, which are predominantly white, let's be honest. So who's the ones that's got the issues? When you think about it like that, it's that's sad to me. And yet, I think I said in a previous reaction video to Tom MacDonald Music, at the same time you've got people who stormed the Capitol building on the January the 6th insurrection thing over a political issue, which was over the election, because Trump lost the election. So a load of people broke into a Capitol building, scaled the walls, burnt the American flag, and were protesting, masked, armed to the teeth, bulletproof vests, the lot, and caused a hell of a lot of damage and a hell of a lot of trouble. So is anybody going to mention that? You know, what did they do? How many rounds are you going to let off to those people? Or is it just the people that you don't agree with that you're going to do that with? So that's double standards. They're talking about double standards in this song. The phrase double standards was mentioned, and yet that is double standards to me. Other than that, I have to say, yeah, making some brilliant points certainly about the system and the government and how they basically got us all fighting amongst ourselves and stuff, and they're always the ones that are going to come out on top. But yeah, there's a few points there obviously that, you know, I have a different opinion on, and that's the beauty of being human. You know, you're not always going to agree, and it doesn't change the fact that I still have a lot of respect for Tom, and I have a respect for what Adam is saying. I can see their points of view. I can see the points they're making. They're sort of, you know, playing devil's advocate and saying, well, okay, what about this? And, you know, there's this, and is anybody going to talk about this? But yeah, we also have to kind of, I think, acknowledge that, yeah, some of the things that they're saying is kind of like, that's double standards too. So yeah, anyway, so far I'm really enjoying this. It's awesome. I say the imagery, the visuals are absolutely brilliant, and this is so catchy, such a catchy beat. Okay, let's carry on.
And everyone blames white folks for every little bitty thing. We don't have no one to blame, we take responsibility. They tell you be a man, then call it toxic masculinity. Then when you act too feminine, they call it white fragility.
I don't understand trans man with humility. I'm just trying to raise my kid the best of my ability. If I disagree, you try to cancel, get rid of me. You cancer, you can't be the answer, you killing me.
And I hate white supremacy just as much as you, but I ain't feeling guilty for something I didn't do. The system's killing everyone, it sucks, but it's true. They kill you, then they broadcast it and call it the news.
Or they'll brainwash you through social media feeds. And if you disagree, delete you immediately. Make America China pretty easy to see. I will always remember the land of the free.
You act like you're so
It should be that way, but it's not like that for everybody. Because for select people, it's not the land of the free.
To a new world order. Your facts ain't facts without censoring us. Yeah, we know that. Good job, you lose, here's your medal. To a new world order.
Wow, absolutely awesome. Like I say, yeah, the beat is so catchy, the visuals, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, just to finish up on this, just making he made the point about the land of the free, but like I say, for a lot of people, unfortunately, depending on what culture you're from, you know, what colour of skin you have, it is unfortunately not the land of the free. And sorry, that's a sad fact as far as I'm concerned from what I see. And I think a lot of people around the world, like other countries, they would kind of laugh at that, to be honest. And I don't say that to be really horrible, but because obviously other countries around the world, the UK included, where I am, we have our own issues, so we are far from perfect. I'm not saying that at all. That America have got it all wrong and every other country is doing absolutely great and we don't have issues. Of course we do. Every country's got issues because of the governments and the people in power. So yeah, I totally agree that the system sucks, it's corrupt. Politicians, a lot of them should be in prison, or they should be made to answer for lies that they've told and things that they've done wrong. So I completely agree with that. But yeah, in terms of the land of the free, sadly it's not that way for a lot of people. Because if it was, then with that freedom, you'd have, with that freedom would be there never would have been residential schools for Indigenous people to be shoved into and indoctrinated and brainwashed and tortured and abused and killed. There wouldn't have been reservations and stuff to stick Indigenous people on, while the rest of the country, white people within the country, take the land and all the resources and try and exterminate those people. That wouldn't be a thing. Black people and other people of colour would be treated exactly the same way within the system as white people. So, and that includes with the justice system as well. So sadly, it's not the land of the free. It's free for some people, and dare I say it, white people. But it's not the case for people of any other skin colour or any other culture or ethnicity. So, yeah, I mean, at the same time, it is also a land of opportunity where a lot of people go to better themselves and kind of have that, they have all these dreams and these goals about having a better life, but often I think they sort of get there and find that it's not really going to be that way for them, and they've been kind of sold a lie essentially, certainly in this day and age. Maybe perhaps was it once the land of the free? For some, again, like I said, I don't think was it ever really. In general terms, America has freedom of speech and it is a free country. In that sense, it's not it's not as strict and severe and as harsh as maybe the likes of they refer to China or North Korea or Russia, where you're basically forced to literally vote for one person and that's it, one person on the ballot, and then nobody else gets a look in, and if somebody else dares to run, that's it, they get assassinated or poisoned or whatever. Russia, I'm looking at you. North Korea is the same with the whole dictatorship, where you can only have a certain number of hairstyles for men and women, and you have to dress a certain way, and you have to publicly be seen to be mourning and crying and wailing when their leader dies, and things, weird rules and laws that they've got. It's just bizarre. I say that from somebody in the UK, a different culture, I guess, a different country and a different way of life. And I don't want to sound ignorant saying that, because I am aware other countries have different ways of life, they have different cultures, but that's way too extreme as far as I'm concerned. I'm to be honest, I'm sorry, I'm personally glad that I don't live in North Korea, for example, or even Russia, to be honest, as far as the people that are in power are concerned. But America, unfortunately, in some ways is actually kind of turning into that, really, from what you kind of see and hear on the news these days, and the way things are going, and certain laws that they're passing and stuff, and it is turning, it almost feels like it's turning into a dictatorship, and it's really sad and it's scary. I personally wouldn't want to, and I know I've heard a lot of other people say it, like on TikTok and things, where they're sort of saying, I don't, you look in the comment section of certain videos, and a lot of people will say the same thing, that live in other countries. I wouldn't move to America. There once was a time where I thought America was like a great country, and I'd love to go there and love to move there. And a lot of people even saying, I don't actually want to visit because of the state of it right now, because of the laws and all these things that are being passed, and it's scary. It's not an ideal place to be in. So what does that tell you, really? Is it really a good thing to live in America these days? Is it really that cool to be an American? I don't know. But yeah, anyway, overall, I loved this. Like I say, I'm going to try and sort of keep this length of this video down as best as I can. There is probably so much more that I could have said, but I often tend to go on a rant with Tom's music, and I could dive really heavily into it, every single point that they made, and I'd be pausing it loads, and I'd be just going on for probably about an hour or more. So I don't want to do that. So yeah, all I will say is that I loved this. I mean, they did make some brilliant points, which I agree with, to do with the way the system is run, and how they turn everybody against each other and stuff. That is true. Yeah, there were a lot of points there made that were I agree with. But there were also some points, obviously, I had a different opinion on, and that's okay. We're all entitled to our own opinions, and it's not going to stop me from listening to any more of Tom's music or Tom and Adam's music together. If I was really that offended, I would say here and now, right, I'm sorry guys, I'm not going to be able to listen or watch any more of Tom's stuff because I don't agree with him. I have the choice to do that. I don't know, maybe there is a track out there that I haven't come across yet that I'll be like, I'll get to that point. That's not to say that, I would hate for anybody to think that I'm a snowflake because of it, or because I've got so easily offended, because surely if I was that easily offended, if I was that much of a snowflake, would I really still be listening to his music and still actually complimenting him on a great job with brilliant music videos and great things that he's saying? So I'd like to think that I'm a little bit more open-minded than that, despite the fact that sometimes I may have a differing opinion to him and things that he says. So don't worry, guys, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep listening to Tom's music, and I'm going to keep showing him the respect that he deserves, until I obviously will say different, because yeah, I'm not going to cancel him. I'm certainly not going to get on my computer and be like, right, I'm going to type him some hate. I'm definitely not one of those people that's going to do that, because I just think, well, okay, all right, fine. You can, if you wanted to do that, that's fine. You can still put your points across in a respectful, civilized manner. You don't have to be, tweeting or typing death threats and hate in the comments. And I don't get how people, or why people would do that. I just think it's sick, and it's sad, frankly. If you're really that easily offended, then turn off. The fact that, he would lose views or lose followers or fans or anybody that chooses to get so offended that they don't want to listen anymore, that would reflect in itself. So, you don't have to do the death threats thing, people. So, yeah, I will keep on reacting to his music, and yeah, just take each track as it comes, really, and give my honest opinions, give my viewpoint on it, give my honest reaction on it, and hopefully be respectful and yeah, hopefully I will keep on enjoying it, and I'll get, you know, right the way through all of his music, even up to the more recent stuff, which is on its way, guys. I am kind of getting to, you know, to that close point now where I will be reacting to his more recent stuff, like in recent months that he's done, because he has released a few bits and pieces. So if you liked this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up with more Tom MacDonald Tuesday reactions. And also I've got Home Free Fridays, where I react exclusively to Home Free's music, and I also react to other various artists on Thursdays and Sundays, so come back for those if you want to see reactions to lots of different people. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.
It's magical when you are close, so get closer, babe. We'll do you good, 'cause I am golden, I'm golden. You're not really looking for a friend, so at the top for me. Never thought that loving would be easy, but it's all for free. Won't cost the